Are you tired of being lost in translation when it comes to business English? You may think you know the meaning of certain words and phrases, but did you know they could mean something completely different in British and American English? Join us in this video as we delve into the confusing world of cross-Atlantic language differences in the business world. After watching this video, be sure to check out the online quiz. This is a great way to reinforce your learning and make sure that you understood the concepts that we discussed today. Just follow the link in the description. Lost in translation: commonly misunderstood business English words in the UK and the US. Greetings, colleagues. Welcome back to the 4 Business English Rundown. This is a channel where we help non-native English speakers improve their business English skills. Today's topic is something that can be tricky even for the most fluent English speakers: the differences between British and American English. Specifically, we'll be discussing several words and phrases that have different meanings in these two varieties of English. First off, let's talk about the word biscuit. In British English, a biscuit is a sweet, baked good that is often served with tea. In American English, a biscuit is a savory bread roll that is usually eaten with breakfast. So if you're in Britain and someone offers you a biscuit, don't expect a buttery roll. Next up is the word chips. In British English, chips are what Americans would call French fries. On the other hand, in American English, chips refers to thin, crispy slices of potatoes that are often eaten as a snack or with sandwiches. Moving on to jumper. In British English, a jumper is a knitted garment worn on the upper body, often over a shirt. In American English, this is called a sweater. So if you're in the UK and someone compliments your jumper, don't think they're talking about your ability to jump. Pants. In British English, pants refers to underwear. In American English, pants refers to trousers or slacks. Holiday. In British English, this refers to a vacation or time off work. In American English, this term is not commonly used in this way, and instead refers specifically to national or religious days off work, such as Christmas or Independence Day. If I'm taking a week off to spend with my family or going traveling, I would probably say I'm taking a vacation, not taking a holiday, since I'm from America. Flat. In British English, this refers to an apartment. In American English, flat is not commonly used in this context. Instead, apartment or maybe condominium would be more frequently used. Queue. I think this is kind of a famous British English term. In British English, this term is used to refer to a line of people waiting for something, ideally very patiently and quietly. In American English, line is the more common term. In Britain, they'll often use the phrasal verb queue up. In other words, to get everyone to get in a line, we'll say, okay, it's time to queue up. Resume or CV. In British English, they'll often use CV, meaning curriculum vitae. In American English, resume is the more common term. Although there are some technical differences, in general English, CV and resume would be synonymous. They mean the same thing: a written description of your professional and academic experience. Lorry. In British English, this is a large vehicle used for transporting goods. In American English, we would call this a truck. And I would say this is one of the words that a lot of Americans would not understand. Unless they watch a lot of British TV or something like that. I mean, there are a lot of Americans that would understand this, but I would say most probably wouldn't understand what a lorry is. Finally, let's talk about the word fancy. In British English, fancy is often used to indicate a preference or desire. For example, I fancy a cup of tea. In American English, however, fancy usually means something elaborate or ornate. Now let's talk about a few phrases that are used differently in the two countries. First, have a go. In British English, this phrase means to try something. For example, I've never played tennis before, but I'll have a go. In American English, have a go isn't really used. Instead, Americans would say, give it a shot or give it a try. And I would say Americans would understand this phrase, but they probably wouldn't use it themselves. Another phrase with different meanings is table. In British English, to table something means to put it on the agenda for discussion at a meeting. So this is kind of a formal meeting term. In American English, however, to table something means to set it aside or postpone it. So if you're in a meeting and an American suggests tabling a proposal and a Brit responds by agreeing, then they might mean exactly the opposite. So those are just a few examples of how words and phrases can have different meanings in British and American English. It's important to be aware of these differences, especially if you're using English for business communication. To avoid confusion, it's a good idea to clarify the meanings of any unfamiliar words or phrases. So, as you've just learned, there are several business and meeting terms that have different meanings in British English versus American English. Now it's your turn to put your knowledge to the test and see how many more terms you can come up with. Here's the exercise for you. Try to come up with a list of several words that have different meanings in British English versus American English. You can use the examples we provided in the video as a starting point. After you come up with your list, share it in the comments below. We'd love to see how many new terms you can come up with that we didn't cover in the video. Don't be shy. This is a great opportunity to practice your business English skills and learn from each other. We'll be checking the comment section and responding to your lists, so please make sure to share them. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Now it's time to get creative and see how many more terms you can come up with. Good luck. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out this next video on business English. Don't forget to take the quiz on the website to test your knowledge of today's topic.